The Bit 16, you've never seen a review like this. Weird old games you cannot tame, these things you don't miss. Snes Man is the champion, he is 16-bit. Snes Man is the champion, he is 16-bit.
Hi, my name's Snes Man, and today I'm going to talk to you about two very famous fighting games, Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2. What is Snes Man's take on this? Sit back and find out. Before I get into any detail, I want to talk about the series as a whole. This violent game started in 1992 in the arcades, but quickly moved on to become a giant franchise we all know today. But let's start in the early 90s when 2D fighters were huge. In this time we got the first game of the series. Let's talk about this first one. You pop in the game and you get an amusing introduction of the boss breaking the Acclaim logo. Now I'm going to skip to our character select. 7 characters was not even a lot for the time, but it does okay for this game. So let's pick my favorite character, Raiden the Lightning Master, and begin. Here we have a Street Fighter style tournament, but in this one you can actually see the matches planned out.
Round 1. Fight!
Mortal Kombat was really innovative in taking digitized actors and turning them into characters in the game, which was a pretty cool concept at the time, but really it was pretty limited. The character movement is really jerky and cheap looking. Still, I applaud the company for trying hard and making an innovation in graphics. Still, the problem with this game is not graphics, it's the gameplay, mainly the controls. For instance, the special moves like the fireball attacks are more imprecise than Street Fighter and awkward. The only cool part about the special moves is that Mortal Kombat invented the finishing move, or the Fatality. The Fatality is a move you pull off right after you beat someone. Sadly, in this game there was no blood or gore, so the Fatalities were really boring. Each character only got about one killing move in this one, and that was lame. So I'm sorry Nintendo fans, but the Genesis version was more popular, because it had blood and gore. For the record, I don't want to be shallow by saying, oh, it needs blood to be good. But really, in this game, for the shock value, it does. That wasn't its only problem though. The controls were shoddy, the music was screechy, and it paled to the other versions of Mortal Kombat. The Genesis version just completely outsold it. In conclusion, the Super Nintendo version of this game was not very impressive. I'd give it a below average score, a 4 out of 10. But I'm not here just to complain about the first one. I'm gonna talk about the fan favorite now, Mortal Kombat 2. Geez, did the sequel improve on lots of things. Even the intro is cooler. Thunder and lightning, and then 2 Mortal Kombat. Let's get down to gaming. Holy pixels, Batman, that's a lot of characters! Yes, this time you get almost double the characters. Look at the 12 here. Now compare that to the meager 7 from the first. You could say it's an improvement. You know what's funny about the characters in Mortal Kombat? They have a strange obsession with ninjas. Even in this game, there's 3 ninjas with palette swaps. And deja vu, we get the Mortal Kombat battle plan. This is the only part of the game you can press pause at. Yes, it gets frustrating. Look how much better the graphics are. The characters are more fluid, there's a better background with acid, there's blood, there's harpoons, there's all kinds of cool stuff. This is what you think of when you think of Mortal Kombat. Here's a battle of 2 Raidens. Why do characters always fight themselves in fighting games? Who knows? Anyway, in some stages there are special fatalities that you can do according to the stage. For instance, this ceiling has spikes, so watch this. Yes, you can skewer them. Same for this acid level where you can drop them in. Another stage I like is this one with the phantom trees in the background. They just keep on roaring the whole time. There's no fatalities for this one, but it's cool to see the trees and they go wow. I bet they're great conversationalists. Back to the gameplay. This time around, the controls are much tighter and the special moves are a lot easier to pull off. They're still not flawless, but they work okay. Like Street Fighter, the characters have memorable moves. We have Raiden with his electricity and Liu Kang with his fireballs and bicycle kick. And the game has more polish and a smooth feeling than the first one. Oh, but this sequel got rid of the minigame in the first one everyone loved, Test Your Might, where you get to break boards. Woohoo. But in all seriousness, this game does have plenty of flaws. People tend to forget the fact that the Mortal Kombat engine is not very deep. There's just rapid punches and cheap kicks mixed with special moves. I think the reason they forget all these flaws is how iconic the game is. All everyone seems to remember is the grisly fatalities and how funny everything is. Sure, the fatalities were shocking and disgusting for their time, but really the gameplay was still basic and simple and was far from perfect. You have to press L just to block, your characters are jerky, your characters all have the same physical moveset. Also, no one will deny that the AI is pretty poor in this game. On easy mode, they just walk around awkwardly, and on the harder modes, they'll sense your input and react instantly. Say you want to teleport to the other side of the screen. The enemy will instantly know you teleported and beat you up. Because of how big the characters are, you quickly get jammed in the corner of the screen and get beaten the crap out of.
Things to make it better.
First and foremost, better AI that is not so cheap. Second, better character mobility so you can dodge attacks. This would add more depth to the game. And finally, more emphasis on the actual gameplay and mechanics than the good graphics and fatalities. Still, Mortal Kombat 2 is a very good game and one of the better fighters out there. Though not matching the brilliance of the Street Fighter series, I still see why people like this. A 7 out of 10, a quite good game. And now some others for SNES recommends. I'd recommend this on the Sega if you have one, but otherwise try the second on the Super Nintendo. But if you want another 2D fighter, the Street Fighter series, especially Turbo and Super Street Fighter, are great. And Killer Instinct by Rare is similar to this game with finishing moves and good graphics. Something you might be wondering is if you can get this on the Virtual Console for the Wii, but that's no. You can't get it yet, they haven't released it. But I heard there's a possibility it will be, so if it is, get number 2 for the Super Nintendo. A fine game. Thank you for watching. This has been SNESman Reviews. I would stay to chat with you guys some more, but I gotta go outside.
Whoa, you're one of those trees from Mortal Kombat that can talk.
I can talk enough to say that your reviews suck.
Hey now, Mr. Tree, that's not very nice.
16-bit? More like 16
This tree needs to be taught a lesson.
Finish him! Fatality.